Disney gets the headlines, Marvel gets the press cycle, Warner Brothers gets the streaming war drama. And while all three of them were fighting for that attention, one studio quietly finished 2024 as Disney's closest competitor at the box office, finished 2025 with hits in 4 completely different genres, and walked into 2026 already owning the year's first billion-dollar movie. Universal isn't the loudest studio in Hollywood right now. Numbers say it might be the most dangerous one. Here's the actual claim, and I'm going to prove every part of it. Universal isn't winning by betting everything on one giant movie a year the way most of its competitors do. It's winning by never needing a single mega hit at all. If one genre slows down, another one picks up the slack. That's not a lucky streak, that's a system. And once you see the numbers laid out year by year, you'll understand exactly why this works. Let's start with 2024, the year this stops being a theory and starts being a pattern. Universal didn't have one defining blockbuster that year. It had 4. Wicked pulled in $432.9 million domestically and broke the curse on movie musicals that every other studio had given up trying to solve. Despicable Me 4 added $361 million. Twisters brought in $267.8 million. And Kung Fu Panda 4 closed out the year with $193.6 million. 4 different genres, 4 different audiences. None of them needed the other 3 to succeed. Add it up, and Universal finishes 2024 with $1.89 billion domestically. Officially Disney's closest competitor in the country, on a slate that didn't have a single Marvel-level tentpole anchoring it. That's the foundation. 2025 is where the strategy stops looking like a good year and starts looking like a formula. Jurassic World Rebirth opened with the biggest global debut of the year, $322.6 million worldwide in a single weekend, and finished with $339.6 million domestically. That's the legacy franchise line, still running at full strength a decade after most people assumed dinosaurs were played out. Wicked for Good kept the musical lane alive, grossing $335 million domestically in a genre that, outside of Universal, rarely exists at this budget level anymore. How to Train Your Dragon proved the studio could still win with straightforward family audiences, landing a $263 million domestic. And then, almost quietly, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and Dogman each cleared respectable totals in horror and younger skewing animation. 2 lanes most studios treat as side bets, not pillars. 5 movies, 5 different audiences, every single one profitable on its own terms. That's not a studio hoping for one thing to work. That's a studio built so several things can work at once on purpose. And it's not just an American story. In the UK and Ireland, Universal didn't just perform well in 2025, it reclaimed the #1 distributor spot outright, with a 25.1% market share. Its strongest results since 2019. That's not a domestic anomaly propped up by one regional hit. That's the same multi-genre strategy translating across an ocean, which is exactly what you would expect if the model was actually structural and not just a run of good luck. Which brings us to 2026, and the single proof point that makes this whole argument click into place. The Super Mario Galaxy movie has already crossed $1 billion worldwide. It's the first film of the entire year to do it. Not in December, not after a year of competitors circling. In its 10th weekend, before most studios had even unveiled their big summer swing. So lay the timeline out straight. 2024 proved the model could work with a 1 mega hit carrying the year. 2025 proved it could repeat across 5 different genres at once. And 2026 opened with Universal's animation engine doing what it's done twice now, turning a video game adaptation into a billion-dollar global event before its competitors have even gotten out of the gate. Here's why this actually matters beyond just one studio's win column. Every other major player in the industry is still operating on the old model. Pour the budget, the marketing, and the calendar real estate into 1 or 2 enormous bets a year and hope they land. When one of those bets misses, the whole year takes a hit. Universal isn't playing that game anymore. It's running 5 or 6 mid to large bets across animation, legacy franchise, horror, and event movies, so that no single underperformance can sink their year. Disney still wins the headline. Universal wins the spreadsheet. That's the part the trade press keeps missing, because box office journalism is built to chase the biggest single number. not the most reliable system. The loudest opening weekend gets the article. The studio quietly clearing $250 million 5 different ways doesn't. But if you're trying to understand which studio is actually built to keep winning, not just this year, but the next 5, it's not the one swinging for a single billion-dollar outcome and hoping that lands. It's the one that's already stacked 4 of them in 4 different genres and is on track to do it again. Disney gets the headlines. Universal gets the receipts.